What made you cry tears of joy? A few months ago, my 12-year-old son Luke and his best friend Steve fell off a rock climbing wall at camp, which crushed several of Luke's bones, leaving him in a temporary wheelchair. Steve, on the other hand, was unharmed. Steve visited Luke in the hospital every few days at first, but as time went on, he started coming around less and less. I remember it was a few days before Luke's birthday, and Steve hadn't visited in almost 3 weeks when Luke broke down in my arms. You see, he had spent the last year planning to celebrate at the Ninja Warrior obstacle course with Steve. He felt abandoned by his best friend and was crushed he couldn't go. I tried my best to prepare an exciting birthday for him, and the day of, the most unexpected thing happened. Steve walked into the hospital room. He was holding balloons and a goodie bag filled with Luke's favorite sweets. He said, "Luke, I'm sorry I haven't been visiting, but you're about to see why." We proceeded to leave the hospital and went over to his house, where he led us to his backyard. There, I saw a homemade obstacle course for wheelchair users with ramps, tunnels, and all sorts of different activities. He even had a homemade wheelchair made of wood resting on his trampoline so Luke could get in and bounce around. "My dad and I have been making this for the last few weeks, dude. It's all for you," Steve said. Luke's eyes welled up as he pulled Steve in for a hug, calling him the bestest best friend ever. Steve replied, "I know you'll be out of the chair soon, and then we'll have a blast at the actual Ninja Warrior course. But for now, let's rock and roll." He started pushing Luke around on the ramps, and they were both screaming with excitement, pretending they were on a roller coaster. I shed a tear as I watched the boys have fun. I couldn't ask for a better best friend for my son.